everything sorted before I came on live. Hope that you're all doing really well. I'm just going to wait for a few of you to just arrive. God, it feels a bit strange. Like, do you know what? Like, I haven't been live for so long. I think I was saying this over on my stories over on Instagram. But yeah, not been live for a while. So I'm just going to wait for a few of you guys to get on here. Hello, hello. So today, my friends, today we are talking about, hello, Marianne, hi. So yeah, literally, I was just saying that I haven't been on here. Hello, everyone. Oh, thank you so much. You know what? It is nice to be back. I haven't actually, it's been April, wasn't it, guys? It was like literally April. Hello, Laurie, Livon. Oh my God, this is so cool. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Oh, good morning. Hello, everyone. I'm so happy. I'm so glad I went live. I am actually so happy. That's a really good question. Does karma actually exist? I think it does. But that's just my opinion. That is just my opinion. I think it does. Oh, Simi, you were first. Oh, you were first. Amazing. Thank you for being here. We've got 62. Oh, goodness. Right. Hi, guys. Like, oh, my God. This is so cool. I'm actually so happy. I'm actually so happy you guys are here. Where are you guys all watching from? I know some of you have said, like, hello from India, from Hoveton, Stephen. Hello. Hannah says, I was in a relationship with a narcissist. It's hard, but we are strong. Yes, absolutely. Hannah, we are strong. Do you know why? Because we are not like them. Okay, that is, and we got out of this. And we've got Vancouver in the house. We've got UK. We've got, oh goodness, 6 a.m. Simon, bless you. Thank you so much for joining. Oh, wow. We've got Spain, Valencia, West London in the house. Thank you, Zoe. Yes. Oh my goodness. We got France. Hello. Hello. We got Martin from France. Don't, Top Cat, do not start with the spiders. There isn't. There's no spider. Don't do this to me because I actually hate spiders. Oh, hello from Greece. Sharula, hello. We got Manhattan, Nelson. We got Spain. Oh my God, this is amazing. Exactly, Hannah. What doesn't kill us will make us stronger. Hello from Poland, Cześć. Dobry wieczór, actually. We got Puerto Rico in the house. Plushy says, have you ever played chess before? Yeah. I used to play chess. It was actually with my dad. And he would always win. And it used to really annoy me. Like, I used to get so annoyed. So then I said, oh, let's play Monopoly. And I cheated. And I used to make sure that I won because I cheated. Yes, this is it. This is what happens. We've got Peterborough, we've got Trinidad and Tobago. Amazing. You guys are literally from all over the world. I am so grateful that you guys are here. I am literally on a high right now. Like, I was nervous before I came on to do the live, not going to live because I was so out of practice. It's been like literally like 5, 6 weeks, something like that. And I've been like, oh my God. So yeah, so no, I'm so happy. I'm so happy that we are all here. Like, this is just amazing. We've got USA, we've got Peterborough, we've got Trinidad. Like, honestly, I'm so grateful for you guys, for your time to be here. So I'm not going to keep going on saying hi. Like, hi. I'm so happy you guys are here. So I'm just going to literally today, we're going to be answering questions. Anything I can do to help you guys, literally just going to be answering questions. Like, if there's anything on your mind or like something, you know, because I just think I've not been live for so long, and I'm sure that some of you have got questions, but like in the interim, we'll talk about like karma. Does the narcissist get their karma? Energetic exchange, all of this stuff. Hello from Thailand, Chicago. We've got so many. We've got the Netherlands in the house. Like, I'm so grateful for all of you. Like, honestly, you guys are amazing, and I have missed you guys. I have missed doing these lives. Not gonna lie, like it's been ages. So yes. Thank you, Hannah. That's so kind of you. But you know what? I've also had to do the work, okay? It's about having that understanding, like literally what went down and how it's about your journey, you know, to rise up. Like, ultimately, it's like what I always say, guys, you know, like getting over a narcissistic relationship isn't just getting over a relationship. It's like you got to change your mindset. You got to change the way that you see yourself. You've got, honestly, like it's another level. And that's why in some way, guys, like, don't kill me for saying this, but we are the lucky ones. Not lucky that we've had these people in our lives, but that we had to go through this experience to level up, because this is about, like, thinking about this completely differently. Relationships are not what they seem, or not what we have been taught. So this person being in our lives gives us an opportunity to kind of build from that, build ourselves up. Like, this is it. Okay, once we process, once we understand what the meaning, or what this person was in our life to teach us certain lessons, you're going to be like, yeah, I get it now. I get what Anoushka was talking about, honestly. Guys, there's how many of you here? Like literally 120, only 11 likes, guys. Only 11 of you like this live. Smash the like button, guys, because do you know why? Because the algorithm will pick up, and maybe we'll push this video out or push this live out to others who are in need. So yeah, please, thank you so much, guys. Right, let's get to some questions. Right, Maria, Makita in the mix. Hello, my dear. How are you? Thank you so much for being here. Really, really appreciate it. Nelson says it's a violation of the soul. Yeah, 100%. It's a violation of the soul. Like, literally, this is our soul journey. These people are karmic in nature. So there's some karma that we had to kind of go through, kind of learn. But that's there's lessons in this. Okay, and there's various kind of karmic lessons that we need to learn. Is that about self-worth, self-love? This is about putting yourselves first and actually, giving yourselves the opportunity to have the life that you've always wanted. But it's going to take work. We have to undo all of that conditioning, usually from our childhood, the beliefs that we hold about ourselves, usually from, our childhood. So that's what I'm saying. This is what is really, really important, that we learn, we level up. Ian Stewart says, my ex lied to me over 4 years, accepted my marriage proposal, even looked for a pagan wedding venue. Goodness. Walked around it together, booked it, comes out, she's still married to her first husband. Ian, bless you, my friend. You see, they love this illusion. They love this. And pagan wedding, like, she obviously wanted like a spiritual connection with you. I wonder if she felt a stronger connection to you, which is why she may have suggested, doing more of a spiritual kind of wedding marriage. But yeah, like, these people, Ian, yes, I honestly, these people are on another level. Okay, but the lesson here is, and I'm sure, Ian, like, in your intuition, you were probably feeling like something's not right, something's not okay. Hello, Midnight Blue. Something's not right. Like, do you know what I mean? You probably would have felt it. So it teaches a lot about us. But this particular incident, I'm really sorry. That probably was really, really heartbreaking for you. But, at least you're out of it now. Like, at least you're not in that. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're out of it, which is the gift, my friend, which is the gift. Holly X, my ex-narc left me and my daughter 2 months ago, and we have been blocked and cut off his entire family after I told them about the physical abuse. He's already got a new relationship. Holly, I'm really sorry to hear that. And this is the reason why I was like doing that, like thinking, you know what? This is the thing, like, how can someone have the heart to do what they have done? Like, think about it from the outside looking in. And I know, Holly, this is going to be a bit difficult for you, but I'm just going to use this as an example. Like, look at this, okay, from the outside looking in. You got someone who, you have they've got a daughter with you, like, you've set up a family, you're in this relationship, okay, and they just go, they block. So it's kind of like they cut off this part of their life, this is typical compartmentalization, where people just kind of like live their lives in blocks. That's ultimately what it means, okay? And now he's gone on to another relationship. This is not normal. This does not usually happen. This should be an indicator that this person is not okay. They have real issues with themselves, because you you just don't do that. We are, you know, like us lot, we know, and even you, Holly, like, you know that when you've been in a long-term relationship, you don't just hop from one person to the next, do you? That's what I'm saying. So at the end of the day, how can someone actually do that? That's the thing. So this should indicate to you, you know, what actually this person is about. And it shows the dysfunction in that person. Yeah, me too, Midnight Blue. I feel bad for the next person. But you see, this is all about what we're willing to accept and what we're not. And obviously the new person doesn't see it, because, you know, obviously it's all an illusion. It's all like perfect right now, isn't it? Yeah, Ava says they're never single. Never really single. It's nothing personal. It sucks. It's just not personal because they don't want to feel special. They just want, sorry, because you want to feel special, but it's also not personal when you're hurt either. It's true. These people can't be on their own. Like, so that's why they hop from person to person. And the reason why they do this, right? And I did a video all about this, right? I can't remember which one it is. Sorry, that doesn't actually really help. Sorry. And I talked about, actually, is that, you know, when a narcissist is on their own, what happens is they then tend to start to think about things. They start to kind of, I'm not talking about reflection, but they start thinking, you know, why they haven't got anyone. It's kind of like an addiction. It's they need to have someone there because it proves to them that there's nothing wrong with them. But there is. They know that, but they want to prove to themselves that there isn't. And remember, when they have someone else around them, this provides distraction. Ultimately, it's distraction. They've got someone else entertaining them. So, Holly, please don't think that just because this guy, all right, is in another relationship, that he's happy and that everything is amazing. No, karma will catch up with him for sure. You know, it's just not possible. Like, if you're healthy, you don't do that. You don't just hop into another relationship. But these individuals, they cannot be alone. Absolutely not. If they get married to a high boundary person, do they take divorce? How they manage? Do you know what, Yuki? That's a great question. But, you know, if someone is high value, got high boundaries, you know what, a narcissist not going to stick around. They're just not. They just won't do that. Thank you, Christopher, for subscribing. I appreciate the sub. You're welcome, Holly. No problem, no problem. What we got? They're never happy. They are only ever distracted. Please believe it. It's very true. Thank you, Ava. Yeah, it's just distraction. It doesn't mean actually anything. Midnight Blue. Thank you. Nods, Anoushka. One of my ex-notes told me that he went with someone after me for distraction. Yeah, it's entertainment. Do you know what I mean? It's like we're watching a movie, like we want to be entertained. These people like go and find others. It's oh, thank you, Eva. Yeah, please, please do like, please flush the like button. Thank you. Thank you very Marnie. Hello, my friend. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you. Marnie has got some amazing books. Just want to say a shout out to you. If that, like, it's in the description box, have a look. I did actually write a review on one of them, so I think I've linked it in the description box, so please do have a look. This is great. These books are amazing because they help you to understand what you're going through. And also there's some amazing books as well that Marnie has written, and it's been all about like terms to kind of like, it gives you the language to be able to describe what has been happening. So do check the books out. The link is in the description box. Original Mean Girl says they do get it. I know because my ex moved my best friend in right after I left. Bless you, best friend and your ex. She actually called me a few years later to complain. Hey, honey, you saw what he did to me. You should have run too. What kind of an explanation is that? Yeah, like, I mean, it's ridiculous. Yeah, they don't. You see, the thing is, because when you get engulfed, because it is an engulfing, right? When you get engulfed in these relationships right at the beginning, they are really good at mirroring. So they tell you what you want to hear. So if you're someone that wants to feel validated, wants to feel seen, they pick up on this because they're really, really good at that. They pick up on this, and it's almost as though they tell you things that you wish you would want to hear, something that you wish that the relationship would be. So they are dark empaths, okay? They pick up on these things, okay? Because they are hyper aware of people, and they know that if they say or do certain things, that's going to get a certain outcome. Believe me, they've been on this like roundabout in this circus many, many times. So they know that if they say something or do something, that is going to get a certain reaction or a certain outcome. So they will continue doing that, okay? So when they're mirroring, this is all manipulation tactics. This is all dark psychology. This is how you get someone hooked. Like, so we get hooked on them because if you appear to be similar to the person that you are seeing as a target, or you are wanting something from them. So if you see, so what it does do is when you're the same as your target will then start to say, oh, look, this person's just like me. So then what happens is then there's this like fake resonance, like this fake kind of connection that you basically have, right? And then what happens is the target will then, like we're the targets, that's what I mean. Like we then start to lower our boundaries, and then we begin to trust this person, okay? Because we see them very similar to us. So that's where the kind of the dark psychology element comes into this. All right, so that's how they are. And then when they are love bombing you, they're mirroring you at first, and then they're love bombing you like, oh my God, like it's double bubble. Do you know what I mean? Like that's, yeah, they're fraudsters. Exactly. That's what they do. It's the basic level of manipulation. All right. When you want someone to become obsessed with you, obsession is kind of like a trauma bond. When you want someone to be similar like you have to be like that person. You have to tell them what they want to hear. So that's where the hook comes in. So when we are hooked, we're then trapped. Yeah, that's how it works. It's really bad, but a lot of people do this. And it works in like all areas. Think about like advertising companies as well. They want to get you hooked. They tell you what you want to hear. Like, oh, this product's going to be amazing. Like this will happen. So you end up buying the product, and yeah, it might work for a little while and then it doesn't. Do you know what I mean? It's the same kind of principle. CM says most narcissist individuals point at others at being narcissistic. Stop studying and live your life. Sheesh, people grow up and evolve. Yes, I mean, yeah, absolutely. It's like we want to, but you know what, CM? I think some people are at different stages of this journey, and a lot of people want to understand. And I think this is really important, you know, on this journey. Like when we understand why this person does certain things, then it's easier than like it's something like it just clicks in your mind and you're like, ah, okay, right, I get it. Now I know that this is what it is and I can move on. And I know that that's been like really helpful for a lot of people to understand this. Like when you understand the behaviors, when you can see it, you're better able to make meaning of it, make sense of it, and then you just move forward. So yes, I understand. I get it. Yes, please do press the like button, my friends. There's 225 of you on here. Please, please, please do press the like button. It would mean the world to me. So thank you ever so much. Thank you. So please keep pressing. For those of you that are watching and are not on the chat, thank you for joining us. Please also do press the like button. I see you guys. I see you. Okay, Limbu says, what does it mean with the narc even discards their friends for new supply? So, okay, so when a narcissist gets rid of you, or you leave, or whatever, the relationship, that all that kind of ends, okay, what that means is that you have disappointed them in some way, and they need to let you go because you're not serving a purpose anymore. Remember, these relationships are transactional. So it's all about what you can do for them. All right. That's ultimately what this is about. So if you're not conforming, you're not listening to them, you're not doing what they want you to do, they will just get rid of you. And that's where the discard happens. So the friends, your friends can be supply as well, but they're not good enough supply. They need like romantic partners, most of them. That's where a lot of them will feel worthy, because there's validation, they feel good about themselves, there's a lot of attention on them. Friends, yeah, to some sort of level, yeah, they'll feel that it is supply, but it's not, it's the grade of attention. Supply means attention and validation. When someone doesn't have a lot of that, when someone doesn't feel whole and good in themselves, they're going to want to seek it outwardly from someone else. So whether that's friends, whether that's, you know, romantic partners, romantic relationships, one night stands, whatever it is, maybe even children, colleagues, people like at work, things like that, that is what they're going to be looking for. All right. So they'll do anything that they can to basically get it. Hope that answers the question. Sleepy says, hi everyone, I'm sorry you are here, but I'm very happy I found your way here. You will heal, and being here means you want to heal so strong. I love that. Thank you, Sleepy. That's a really lovely message. You will heal, and being here means you will heal. Stay strong. That's a beautiful message. Thank you so much for writing that. I really, really appreciate it. Yuki says, make series on dating to marriage to divorce narcissist. Okay. I thank you very much for the suggestion. Absolutely. Guys, are you tapping that like button? It's the, oh goodness. It's the like button at the top. I don't know how it comes across on your screen, so sorry about that. I'm not great at this. Hi, Lynn. How are you? Yes, thank you. I will make the series on that. El Gordo says, can a narcissist change or be cured? That is a really good question as well. Really, really good one. Can a narcissist be cured? Okay, so this depends on certain factors, okay? All right. The factors that it depends on is this, okay? For a narcissist to be able to level up and not be narcissistic, okay, what you have to understand that narcissism is essentially a dysfunctional ego. So growing up, this person didn't have a sense of self, which is why they don't really know who they are. They would have grown up in traumatic circumstances, and this trauma can range from a variety of things. It could be for quite abusive parents. It could be sexual abuse. It could be very traumatic experiences that they would have had where they were not seen, they were not validated, or maybe they were really validated, like put on a pedestal, and they felt that they couldn't really be themselves. So this is where the sense of self is lost. So they don't really know who they are, which is why they tend to borrow certain aspects of everybody that they come across in their lives, particularly in romantic relationships. They will literally take on that person's personality traits, okay? So they will mirror a lot of people. So this is why they don't actually know who they are. They're just little bits of different people, right? So for a narcissist to have that realization, okay, to have that kind of like, oh, that's what's happened to me. It would take a lot. It would take a lot. And it means that person, aka the narcissist, it would mean that they would have to go back into their past, into their trauma. Now, a narcissist is not going to do that. Why would they intentionally hurt themselves and want to work on themselves to understand that trauma, to understand that it wasn't actually their fault? But what they have done is they've built all these huge ego defense mechanisms. Try and break them down. It's not going to happen. It is not going to happen. And yeah, narcissists do go into therapy. Yeah, I actually haven't come across them in my clinic, but I have worked in an addictions clinic. And yeah, I they did come in for help, absolutely. But that's because there was a purpose, or maybe they had there was like a sentence and that they had to basically do that. They had a lot of forensic clients where they'd been to prison or they'd been to jail. And part of their conditions for bail meant that they had to go and come into this clinic to seek treatment for their drug addiction or their alcohol addiction. So there has to be some sort of, There has to be some sort of reward for the narcissist to go. They're not going to go off their own back and try and help themselves. So can narcissism be cured? In my opinion, no. No way. Because they don't have that awareness, they don't have that level of understanding to be able to do that. And there are therapeutic measures, there are things that do kind of like temporarily help them. When I worked in Brixton Prison in South London, I only worked then like temporarily, not for long, but it was an eye-opener. We did a lot of DBT, dialectical behavioural therapy, which really helps. Oh, you're welcome, El Gordo. There's a lot of dialectical behavioral therapy. It's a lot about understanding emotions and why we have them. But the thing is, it can only go so deep, if that makes sense. So thank you, Jack. Thank you so much. Yeah, so it can't actually, it won't actually. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Have you, Midnight Blue? So you dated someone like that? Yeah. So the use of like drugs or alcohol is like a form of escapism because they can't deal with their own current reality. And this is a huge flag because like if someone is using, you know, substances excessively, and this is what I found, they don't do half measures. They either do it, either they don't do it, or they like really, really do it. So yeah, this person would have exactly that, would have used these substances to basically escape because reality for them is too much. And so like this, you can't have awareness if you're using those things to be able to escape it. Like there are things that you can do, obviously certain therapeutic measures, but no, you can't do that. Jane says, the common denominator of their personal opinion on themselves is that they are nice people. Yeah. Do you know what? You're right. Like how, right, I don't know, guys, if you answer this, like press a yes or a no in the comments. Like, have any of you ever come across a narcissist that actually thought they were a nice person? Because I have. Like, I have at work. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they think... And I just think, oh, bless you, Jane. Yeah, Kelly says yes. Jane says, my husband's a crackhead. I found out, separated from, bless you. Yeah, like they think they're nice people. And don't they always say like, look at everything that I've done for you. They're constantly said I'm about, yeah, and thank you guys. And they constantly say that they're the nice person. Look at all the things that I've done for you. It's you. You did this, you know, like they always have to externalize the blame. So can you see how the ego is at work here? So it's not their fault. Oh no, it's not their work. It's not their fault, not their work. It's not their fault. It's always somebody else's fault because they deflect the blame. And remember, the ego wouldn't be able to like, they wouldn't be able to have that realization or take on the responsibility that actually they are a bad person, because then it means that they've got to do something about it. Thank you, Jack K. Thank you so much. Yeah, they'll admit to being moody. Yes, definitely, Ava. Like, yes, definitely heard that in my own personal experience as well. Or they try and justify their behavior by saying that they've got a condition like you know, maybe they say we're on the spectrum, or they'll say that, oh, I'm really stressed at work. So they always have some sort of an excuse. Even when you call them out on their behavior, you just think, yes, no, you know. Yeah, it's absolutely, Scotty. It's all a smokescreen with them projecting their false self. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it's about protecting themselves at all costs. Cody says, thoughts on ayahuasca or psychedelics in general? What a great question. What a great question. Now, I would say, okay, I am all for microdosing, right? This, again, guys, this is just my opinion. It's my opinion, right? And I really do feel, because with certain conditions, such as depression, I feel like microdosing can really help in terms of, because that's kind of like a hormonal, a neurological imbalance within the brain. Okay, this is not going to work on all conditions. Like on narcissism, no, forget it. There's no way. They will escape to another world. even though they live in one, but yeah. But psychedelics can work in microdosing. There's a few institutes actually that are dotted around the world. They're doing some really great research. There's one that's not far from me in Oxford in the UK. And yeah, they're doing like some amazing work. I think last time that I checked on what they were doing, literally they were using certain psychedelics, I think certain mushrooms, in small microdoses on depression. And also it has been really helpful, I think, with clinical trials on schizophrenia as well. So on certain conditions, yeah, I agree. I really do believe that it can really help to kind of level out the kind of neurological kind of activity that's going on in the brain, for sure. Ayahuasca. Now, I've never tried. I've been interested. I've read bits about it, but I don't know too much to be able to comment on it. I feel like it's a personal preference for a lot of, like, for everyone, and I'm not going to say whether that's good or bad because everyone's on their personal journey. But like ayahuasca, psychedelics, that sort of thing, if you are thinking of taking it, you know, for mental health, I really would like ask a professional, someone who knows what they're doing, because honestly, if you go the other way, like what happens is sometimes because there's too high a dosage, even with the ayahuasca or the psychedelics, you can remain stuck in a different parallel reality. So it's where the brain's inability to cope, so the neurological activity within the brain has been disturbed. So if you are thinking, Cozy, of using it or getting information, like whoever you go to, make sure it's someone reputable and someone that you trust. Use your intuition and use your discernment, for sure. They do, yeah, Matter, they do act like the victim. Guys, are you pressing that like button? Please, I really would be so appreciative if you could. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, bless you. Thank you so much, Nardis. Thank you. I developed chronic anxiety, panic attacks to the point where I've had heart problems because of a narcissist that ruined my entire life. Wish I'd found you sooner. Thanks for this. Do you know what? You found me now. You found me at the right time. And you can heal from this, and you will heal from this. So chronic anxiety and panic attacks. Do you know what I would say to you? It sounds like PTSD as well. Again, I'm not diagnosing you because I don't know. I'm just reading what you've written here. But this is all about settling your nervous system. So there's certain things or certain practices that you can do. One thing that I would say is probably the music may help you. It probably will do. 432 or 528 megahertz music. There's free videos on YouTube. Do go and listen to them. Just have it on in the background. That's really, like, it's really calming. Or listening to white noise, like for example, the sound of rain or something like that. That will really help. Get into the forest, get into the woods, around nature, or, you know, by a beach. Something that's really calming, like, again, because this is an overstimulated nervous system, and then what happens is then your adrenals probably would have got burnt out with the chronic anxiety and panic attacks. So your heart problems is because of the dysregulated nervous system. Remember, you can do this. You can actually heal yourself from this. And I really encourage you to kind of like do like a nightly routine where you really like focus on really trying to calm your nervous system, like your heart, like also breath work as well will really help, meditation, and also try and get in some physical activity. Yeah, I know you're going to think like, oh, that's going to raise my heartbeat. But no, actually, what it does do is it does raise your heartbeat, but then your blood is pumped around your body. The endorphins are pumped around your body. Remember, endorphins are hormones. And what happens also, this also helps with serotonin secretion as well, which really helps, with the 5-HT, neuroreceptor. You need to produce more of that, which produces more happiness. It also helps with sleep, that sort of thing. So try and do those certain little things, but do check out those videos, 432 and 528 megahertz. They're free videos on YouTube. Jonathan says, can a narcissist child genuinely love their parents? Can a narcissistic child genuinely love their parents? The narcissism, this is a great question, Jonathan. And I feel like the narcissism sets in because ultimately it's about a dysfunctional ego. Okay, so the ego really is developed around the ages of like it's in the kind of developmental stages of, I think it's like 6, 7, it's as early as 6, 7. That's where we start to understand the emotions. Okay, you know, like when a child says, I'm happy, I'm sad, mummy, I'm angry, you know, like they start to kind of talk about those kind of things. But when it's really embedded is early onset adolescence. So by the time the narcissism really shows or is really prominent in that child's life is usually at the later stages of adolescence. I would say 19 years onwards, 19 years old onwards. So a narcissistic child, whilst they're still in the developmental stage of developing their ego, you still can change that. But can they genuinely love their parents? What it says to me is that every child will love their parent unconditionally, regardless of the situation, regardless of what the circumstances were of them growing up. But genuine love, I would say it's more of a disconnected love. The disconnection is the trauma. But again, if this is caught early in time, then this can be reversed to a certain point. Okay, it means that that child will really have to be aware of their emotions, be able to express those emotions. But can a child generally love their parents? To a certain degree, yes, I would say. Do I like Palestine? Well, it's awful what's happening there right now. Canna is good for PTSD. I don't know what. Oh, cannabis. Yeah, I have heard that as well. Again, I'm not going to promote it or say whatever. Like it's everybody's personal preference, and I understand with an overstimulated nervous system. You know, this is you know, it's everyone's personal journey. It's like what works. Thank you, Karen. Thank you very much for your lovely comment. Hey, ADHD is an issue to so misunderstood. I agree. ADHD is an issue. It's true because it's an issue, but it's people don't understand it. Okay, and I think that's really sad. I mean, I think it's misdiagnosed as well. I think it's really misdiagnosed, especially in children, in schools, and it labels the child as being unruly or naughty or not conforming. Again, it's very controlling. I do feel it's very, very controlling. And I do feel like some of these diagnoses are given so early on where the child has not even had the time or the chance to be able to develop their own personality or things like that. So I do believe it is an issue and it is so misunderstood. That's a really good point, Sleepy. Yes. Ava says, my ex is diagnosed with borderline personality disorder too, but the overlap of narcissism is alarming. Far more of a narcissist based on my real life observations. And that's also a really good point as well. Again, this is just my opinion. With borderline, I think it's in the same, right, this is in the Diagnostic Statistics Manual for mental health disorders. It is now actually in the same kind of grading level as the dark triad. So it's borderline, narcissism, sociopathy, and psychopathy. So that is a cluster B. Cluster A is schizotypy affective disorder, where it's a mixed with personality disorder and schizophrenia. And that's cluster A. Cluster B is those ones. And then you've got cluster C, which is emotionally unstable. So what happens is I do feel that there is a massive overlap with borderline and narcissism. And again, remember we're talking about personality disorder. We're talking about personality traits. Okay, so it's going to be in varying levels. Okay, so some people will have more of this one or more of that one. But you know, with your comment, Ava, I actually agree. I do agree. There is a huge overlap. And also, another thing that I wanted to say, the narcissism diagnosis isn't really given out so easily because I think people or clinicians don't really understand it to its full capacity. So I do feel that a lot of the borderlines are misdiagnosed when they really should be diagnosed with another with another label. But again, who am I to say that? I mean, I'm just here. This is just my opinion, but I do like understand, and I do agree with you. Thank you, Karen, for subscribing. Thank you. I can't say sorry, Ada. Sorry, I didn't say that correctly. I can't say I'm sorry. Do narcissists promise and never do it? All the time, all the time. This is what I was saying earlier. They always tell you what you want to hear, just so to pacify you, to basically get you to not be annoyed, not be angry, just conform. That's what they do. Do narcissists believe in destiny? I don't know. I don't know. That's you, Yuki. I think that's I think that depends on the person. Tanmay says, "Are you a narcissist? How can we know? Am I a narcissist? Do you know what? That's up to you to decide whether I am one or not." Ellie says, "My mum that adopted me is very, very narcissistic." Oh, bless you. Now, that would have been a struggle. That really would have been a struggle. Yes, growing up and learning those tendencies. But you know what? Maybe in a way now you kind of like, you can see it, you understand it, and maybe there could be some positive things that you take from that experience. But I know that that would have been really challenging and really traumatic for you. So my heart does go out to you. I'm so sorry. Layla says, "How do you know if someone is narcissistic?" Good point. Really, really good point. So, like I said, narcissism is on a scale, it's on a spectrum. So it's ultimately a disorder of the personality. So what does that look like in everyday life? If we take it down to the basics, okay, it's where somebody has a really dysfunctional ego. So those ego processes, these are huge, huge defense mechanisms, or these walls that come up. And it's almost like that person is rather disconnected from their emotion. This is a trauma response because someone is not able to really feel into their emotions because they think that it's not safe. They think that the outside world is not safe. And they feel by being a certain way, being nasty, being competitive, always putting other people down, being not authentically showing up, you know, to connections, to relationships. Okay, they feel that that is the best way that they can protect themselves. Ultimately, it's a protection. So they believe if they are like this, then they are winning in life. They've got this, they've got one up on you. It could be someone and they usually do things, or they use people to make themselves feel better. So like, for example, they might crave a lot of attention from other people. People give them attention, and it that validates them. And this comes from someone who maybe not have had the attention when they were children or when they were younger. They didn't get it. So they then tend to crave it outwardly from other people. It could also be that they get a lot of validation by, I don't know, financial gain, for example. So they will make sure that they never run out of money. They've got a lot of money because it gives them power, it gives them status. And ultimately, that's what it is. It's a dysfunctional ego. And it's not always easy to tell, you know, at first hand when you are around someone like that. But there's always going to be like an off feeling. Your instincts are always going to be there saying like, oh, there's something off with this person. There's something not quite right. And I really would encourage you to listen to that, because that is your gut instinct, okay? That is your intuition telling you that there's something wrong with this person. Usually also another thing that I have really found, I don't know whether this is just me, okay, I don't know about you guys, okay, I find that when you are speaking to like toxic individuals or kind of manipulative people, the conversation never follows a fluidity. It's always very bitty, like they're asking you loads of questions. And I did a video about this, like narcissistic questioning, because this happened to my friend. And she was saying to me like, oh my God, look at, like, these people are asking me so many questions. And it was like in a social setting. And she was saying to me, like, they were asking me these inappropriate questions. I really felt uncomfortable, like asking them, like, why do I have to answer them? And I said, yeah. And I noticed that the conversation never really flowed. So, or they'll say something that just doesn't make sense. So again, listen to that. It means that person is not invested in what you're saying, or they're not following the conversation. and they're just thinking about themselves and what it is that, you know, they want to know. Hope that helps. Oh my gosh, I'm so far down. Sorry. So sorry about the comments. Goodness me. Right, here we go. Sorry. Please do hit that like button. I really, really, really want to achieve 100 likes. That would be just phenomenal, guys. Please do hit the like button. If you're enjoying this so far, please, please, please hit the like button. Thank you, Funny Tris. I'm glad you subscribed. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Bruce says, am I the only one that thinks I can change her and she will come back? Or can I change and time will bring us back? Or am I just delusional? No, you're not. You're not delusional. And Bruce, like, I completely get it that, you know, you love her, you want to help her, you want to get her to see the error of her ways and everything. Thanks for the likes, guys. I really appreciate it. Like, I get that you want to help her, but the thing is, it's not your job to help her. It's not your job, you know, to change her. You met her as she is now, like as she is like this. We can't change anybody. That is the thing. We can't change and we can't save. Because, you know, like, do you know how much energy that takes to change someone? And I know that you love her. I know that you care about her and you want the best for her. But if any changes are to be made, that really is about that person making those particular changes because they want to, because it means that they're motivated to. And if they're not, you can't change the outcome. And that is the sad thing, my friend. I know. You're not delusional, by the way, because many people have thought this, like literally probably all of us have thought, like, if I just do this or if they just do that, then this person will change. You know, like they'll see the error of their ways, but it doesn't work like that. Unfortunately, it's really, really bad. Like, it's so sad. I get it. Oh, you think it's a twin flame? Okay, so so I just kind of second that. If it's a twin flame, Bruce, she's got to go on her own journey. She's the one that's got to make those realizations, because it's like she will feel that you are trying to control or you are trying to tell her what to do. She will have that realization. And, you know, if you're supposed to be in union together in this lifetime, then this will not pass you by. So yeah, I know these are really challenging connections. I do get it. Thank you so much, Makita in the mix. Yeah, word salad with narcissists, like 100%, literally. Quesma CM, sorry. How to deal with a narcissist ex-partner who has a kid with me? Oh, goodness. Okay. This is all about boundaries. This is all about, I know this is easier said than done. This is all about disconnection and being indifferent. So the narcissistic ex-partner who has a kid with me. All right, so this is about boundaries. They may use the child as a kind of like a pawn against you. So they might try and use the child to control you or to get what they want. Usually they do use these type of tactics, which is really, really like annoying and very challenging. But what I would say to you is, when you have your child, when you are with your child, allow them to open up emotionally. Like maybe they might be finding something really difficult. So allow them a space to be able to open up and talk to you, because ultimately the child will be feeling a certain way and they're not going to be feeling good, and they're not going to have an outlet to be able to express that. Okay, so this will really help in terms of expression and for the child to be able to deal with their emotions. And as for you, the way that you deal with a narcissistic ex-partner is detachment. They're going to be using you to get validation, to find out what you're doing, what you've been up to, just to find out, just to have just some knowledge, some, you know, like some contact to know what you're doing. But remember, this information can be used against you. So do be aware that they may use anything that you say to them against you. So I would say limit the amount of information that you give them. This will really help you to kind of like protect you, because yeah, we don't know what the game plan is with your narcissistic ex-partner. This is like what I'm saying, like it can be really difficult. So I hope that helps. Sorry, doing the comments have gone down. Oh, you have a daughter with her. Okay, I understand. Okay, so when your daughter is with you, just have the best time, you know, because remember, a child can't express their feelings. Okay, they can't express how they really feel, or they can't tell you exactly how they are feeling or what's going on for them. So just, do you know what I would say to you? Just have the most amazing time when you're with her. And what happens is she will, not that she has a guard up against you, but she will feel more relaxed being with you. And what that does for a child, okay, is we have something called an emotional memory. So your daughter will remember how you made her feel. She'll also remember how her mother makes her feel. And what happens, even though she doesn't have the language to be able to express what's going on for her and why this is happening, okay, because all she knows is, I've got to be with mummy, you know, I've got to be with her, because she has been told this, because she has been conditioned to know this. So when she is with you, she will know that you make her feel good, okay? And she will always remember that for the rest of her life. And mark my words, most probably when she is of age, she will choose to live with you, okay? Because you are the one that made her feel good, okay? And I know this is really challenging. I know it's really difficult at the moment, but don't lose faith, right? She is your daughter. She is always going to be your daughter. Your blood runs through her veins, okay? So even though, you know, there might be challenging conversations that, you know, your ex has with your daughter, or she might use her against you, but know that you two are always going to be, you know, father and daughter. You're always going to be bonded, okay? I hope that helps. Yeah, so it's, yeah, I understand. She asked you questions why things are like this. So it's just kind of explain, like, so obviously your daughter is understanding and seeing what's you know, like what's going on. It does not making her feel good. Just explain it. Don't put blame. Don't put her in a negative light. Don't do that, because you're not there to change your daughter's mind about her own mother. What you got to do is just explain it to her in a way that she will understand. All right. Yeah. Bart says, I have 2 children with my BPD and PDX. I see one son and and my daughter, I don't see. It's really hard. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Like, this is, oh, you're welcome, Bruce. I know this is really, really difficult. But remember, guys, I know you have daughters and sons, you've got children with these individuals. But and it's obviously they're using the children as a means to get to you, because they know that it will get to you. It's the lowest form of, like, you know, of being like this. Is awful, but they still will do that. But you've got to rise above it, okay? Know that your children are always your children. They're not gonna suddenly change. They are your children, okay? Odista says, my narcissist ex-partner tricked me into raising a child I believe was my own biological child, and has run away with her to another country. Oh, bless you. Odista, I'm really sorry to hear that. That's really, really heartbreaking. Again, what type of a person does this? To know that at some point, one day, you are going to find, or this person is the truth will come out, because the truth always does come out. I'm really sorry that this has happened to you. I know that you're probably, you know, I don't know where you are on this, if you're suffering, or, you know, like, if it's very challenging for you at the moment. Please know that none of this was your fault. You could not have changed any of this. And I know that this person has told you the biggest lie in the whole entire world. But, you know, and I'm sure that you've probably also got a bond with that child, which makes it really difficult. I'm so sorry to hear this, but know that you will get past this. You will move forward from this. This is like, I hope that you can work with someone to help you to kind of move forward from this and kind of put understanding and meaning to this. I'm so sorry. My heart does go out to you. I'm so sorry. Kelly says, should a narcissist get blocked or should they see you shine? Kelly, that's a great question as well. This is personal preference, okay? And also, like, I'm sure that they'll probably spy on you no matter what. Even if you block them, they'll go on a fake account. For sure, this will happen. But it's really up to you. If you want to block and you don't want them to see, or maybe you can block for a certain period of time and then unblock and then yeah, like they're gonna know that you're shining. They're gonna know that you're doing good, because remember, your energy is gonna be a certain way. Like, you're not gonna be giving any more thought, any more attention to this person. So I think, you know, it's really up to you, Kelly. I really think that if you want to block and you don't want them to see what you're doing, just so that you can build your strength up, build your confidence up, build all of that up and feel good, and then unblock when you're feeling good. That's a good one. I like that. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Junior says sometimes they can't help it. It's out of their control. They don't want to be like that. That's also a good point. That's also a good point. Guys, I've got two more to 100. Guys, like 2 more people, please like the live. Like, I would be so grateful. Thank you. Really appreciate you guys. Really, really appreciate you guys. Yes, one more for 100. Thank you for liking the live. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you. Thank you so much. Sometimes they don't want to help. Like, thank you. We've reached 100. Thank you. Thank you. Much love to you guys. Thank you. Do they see it? Do they know? They do know. And do they want to be like this? I think that on some level they have learned how to be. This is their way of being. I really do believe that sometimes, yeah, it can be out of their control. Yeah, because yeah, they've just been conditioned into being like this. I do believe that a lot of the times, you know, it's who they are. It's who they are. And yeah, maybe they don't want to be like this. Maybe they're like, but a lot of the times they are aware of what they're doing. And yeah, they choose this path. For sure. They choose this path. Karma is a false approach. Yeah, like I said, karma, you know, it's one of those. It's what you believe. I believe that there is such thing. You're welcome, Kelly. I do believe that there is something in it, because there is that whole level of energetic exchange. But look, everybody's different. Everyone has their own opinions, and I value that as well. And it's okay. It's okay. It's absolutely fine. Okay. Terence says, I have a 1-year-old and a 4-month-old with my narc. I left her. She begged me to take her back and wanted to get married and have more kids. She still is not letting me sign my four-year-old's birth certificates. Why? That's your baby. You have a right. You're that baby's father. So I wonder why she is begging you back. Maybe because she doesn't want to be alone at this stage. You know, she's got 2 very young children, or you both have got 2 very young children. Should you take her back? Terence, I don't know your situation fully, so I can't really say yes or no. But this is what you've got to, thank you so much, 111. You have to do what is right for you. Terence, I'm sorry, I'm not giving you like a certain answer or like a specific answer, but like I can't really comment because it's quite complicated. What I would say to you is, do have your guard up, do have put boundaries in place. I think because the both of you have got really small children at the moment, it would be really beneficial for both of you to be together. I know that's really bad of me saying that, but the only reason why is because I'm thinking of the children. The children need both parents, particularly at this very early stage. It will cause trauma to the children. But I know also it will cause you also emotional trauma. I just feel like do what you need to do, all right? And I know that we all fully support your decision and what you need to do. I know that this is really, really difficult situation, but do what you need to do and have boundaries. As I know this is really challenging. Oh, bless you, Terence. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry you're going through this. I am so far behind on the comments. I'm so sorry, everyone. Without the DNA, I wouldn't sign anything. That's a really good point, Cal 420. Without the DNA, I wouldn't sign anything, for sure. Batnav says, I always show my narcissistic wife I am happy because I realize she hates seeing me happy. Good one. That's a good one. My question is, why narcissists hate seeing their partner doing better than them? Oh, yes, this is a good one. I also have done videos on this, but just to kind of like compress it into a few paragraphs or a few sentences. Okay, they don't like that you are doing better than them because remember, with them exists this kind of competition. Not that you signed up to be in competition and not that you even realize or want to be in a competition with a narcissist. But remember what I was saying earlier on in the live, this, right? This is all about the ego, okay? And the ego process, the defense mechanism, right? So if someone has got their defenses up here and they're trying to put on a show, an illusion that they are doing good in their life, they're doing so much better, like they're doing better without you, and they've got this image to uphold. And then comes along someone who is actually genuinely happy with their life, that's going to annoy them. That's going to really irritate them, that somebody actually is genuinely happy in their life because actually they are not. So they're going to feel jealous, or they're going to feel annoyed, they're going to feel unhappy, they're going to feel irritated. Okay, so because you, especially if you're an ex-partner and you are doing better without them, you know what message that sends to them? It basically says that they are the issue. Okay, they are the problem. And deep down, they know they are. But now that you are happy, now that you are empowered, now that you are this way, they're going to hate the fact that you are doing better without them. All right? That's what it is. That's why they don't like seeing anyone doing better than them, because they're in this kind of like silent, covert competition. And if you're doing better, well, that means that you're happy. And that means that they can never be happy because they can never truly experience happiness because they are not their authentic selves. Just no, I'm from the UK. I'm not Australian, and I don't think that my accent does sound Australian. Jack says, I feel like I'll never love anyone again. Despite being betrayed and cheated on, I still believe she was the one for me. Oh, Jack, bless you. You need time to process this, and I'm not saying that your feelings are wrong. They're not wrong. You feel what you feel, and I value that. But what I am kind of shaking my head going, no, you will love again. You will. It's because you feel betrayed and you were cheated on. There's a betrayal of trust. And so there's a lot that goes, like, that is one of the worst things, is the betrayal of trust. And over time, you will also come to the realization that not everyone is like your ex, not everyone is like her, and that there are good people out there. Because I know, Jack, you know, a lot of us have been kind of stuck in these cycles of thinking, worried that we would never be with anyone, not trusting anyone because we think everyone else is the same, and that if you go out there, then you're going to get betrayed or cheated on because, like, most people out there are awful. But when you do the work, on yourself and you realize your own self-worth, you work on your confidence, you work on seeing you, connection to self, you see you. You won't need someone else to see you. You don't need someone else to validate you because you see it yourself. You already know your worth. And this is the work, my friends, for all of us, for all of us. And we're all on varying timelines here, but ultimately we become powerful within ourselves. We don't need someone else to tell us, oh, you're this, or you do that, or that's going on. You don't need any of that, because you're powerful on your own. And you know your truth, you know yourself, because you're so connected to yourself. You know, you trust your intuition and you feel good. You stand in your own femininity or your own masculinity, depending on what gender you are, okay? And you know your worth. So, you know, Jack, it's going to be okay. It's going to take time to process all of this. I'm glad that you are here because you're in the right place. Come along for the lives, because it's like this. It's a vibe, my friends, with nearly 300 of you here. It's a vibe, isn't it? And who says healing has to be boring? Okay, when we know the information, when we know what's going on, we can then move forward. And then when we move forward, we then elevate our mindset. And that's ultimately what it's about, my friends. This is about the journey of you coming home to you, okay? You reclaiming your power, regeneration. That's what this is about. And again, I'm really sorry, guys. I'm like really behind on the comments. Sorry. Nelson says, do they have a self? They're empty AI like a computer. Yes, exactly that. When somebody is empty, they've been traumatized, they don't feel emotion. And again, these are defense mechanisms. They don't feel emotions because they don't want to feel emotions, because when you're feeling emotions, they feel very exposed. They feel like they are, what's the word? Vulnerable. That's the word I was looking for. I hope this doesn't start again where I start forgetting words. Those of you that have been here for a while, you know what happens to me. Like, I forget the words, but it's okay. It's okay. I remembered what it was I wanted to say. They become vulnerable, okay? So when they become vulnerable, it means that they don't have control over the situation, and their control keeps them safe, okay? So this is why, like we kind of look at it and think like they're really like robotic, but it's almost like their soul leaves as well. So it's kind of like an empty shell. They're just surviving. These are individuals who have been traumatized and they have a dysfunctional ego. And what they do is they feel like if they disconnect, then they're going to keep themselves safe. And by being horrible to others, it means that person's not going to be horrible to them and that they've got one up on them. Again, ego is competition. It's perceived competition. Like when they don't like seeing you happy, again, it's perceived competition. No one is in competition with you. Do you know what I mean? But they think that. Thank you guys for being here. I just want to say thank you for each and every one of you for being here on this live, for your time. I really appreciate every single one of you. Thank you. And for the likes as well, for the likes. You guys are amazing. Know that, okay? Whatever stage you are on this journey, you are going to move forward, because you know what? You don't have a choice. But also in that choice is you becoming a better version of yourself, you regenerating. It's like a snake shedding its skin. Not that you're snakes. I'm not saying you guys are snakes. Just giving like the analogy of like a snake shedding their skin. They're always evolving. Remember, life is fluid. We mustn't stay stagnant. We don't stay stuck in the past. We got to keep moving forward. And yeah, sometimes what we go through, our experiences are painful, 100%. But look at it this way, right? Even though we go through these painful, really like jaw-dropping, experiences, it helps us to evolve. Trauma cracks us open. Not that we choose to be open and have these experiences, but think about it. Like if we just were comfortable all the time, like we didn't choose to kind of move forward, we're just going to stay stuck. We're just going to stay comfortable. There's no motivation for change. There's no motivation for bettering your life, is there? So you just stay small. You're just like, you know? So no point in that. I know that we are here. We are united in this subject, in this, you know, in this topic, but that's okay. We got each other and it's okay. It's a vibe here tonight. And you know what? You're going to get through this. You're going to elevate. You're going to understand this and you're going to move forward from this. All right. And it's going to be okay. It is going to be okay. You will look back in a few years' time and you'll think, do you know what? I'm so glad that I did this work. I am so glad that I took the time out to know, to learn, to better myself. You know, there's so much that you can do for yourselves, all right? And that is it. This is the journey back home to yourself. That's right, Midnight Blue. Creative support, healing to elevate. Yes, yes, I love it. Thank you, Jack. Go and feed the dogs. Give them a hug from me. I love dogs. My Alfie, my mum's got him. She won't give him back. Like, she had him over the bank holiday weekend. I know you guys had like Memorial Day, didn't you, over there in the US? Us in the UK, we had like bank holiday Monday. So that's just, they took him. And that was it. That's the end of that. So yes, go and feed the dogs, no problem. Hi, Abigail. Kelly says, is it just me or do narcissists have empty and dead eyes? Yes. Oh my God, I did a reel about this. I did actually a little small reel, a shorts for TikTok. Yeah, about dead eyes, 100%. And I remember I've talked about this so much. Yes, that blank stare, like where their eyes are just, it's just like, it doesn't have a color, it's just black. But you know, like I was reading like some articles about this, but some people actually are so attracted to people with dead eyes. How? Why? It just means that I don't know, like, but there's been a study on this, like some research on it. Just, yeah, it's just, yeah. And like their eyes are just, yeah, black. There's nothing there. It's like where the soul has left the body and there's nothing there. I know they do. And you're right, Kelly. 100% they have dead eyes. Yes. Stay away from people like that. And it's, do you know what? It's because it's the scientific explanation of the dead eyes is a dissociation from reality. That's why that person has them, basically. So you can, yeah, the dissociation comes from trauma, from different types of trauma throughout their life, you know. Hello, Sweepstakes. Hello, I didn't see you earlier. How are you? Keith says, do they realize what they're doing? That's a really good question. Do they realize what they are doing? Yeah. Because to manipulate someone, to control someone, you have to have a level of awareness. You've got to be one step ahead. This isn't like rookie stuff. This isn't easy stuff to, you know, like to manipulate someone. So yeah, they're well aware of what they're doing, and they've done this enough to know what the outcome is going to be. Remember, this all starts in childhood, so they would have been adapting their behavior to their parents, because manipulation is an adaptation of behavior to a certain experience, person, or situation. So they know what the outcome is going to be, and they know that if they do A, B, and C, it's going to get them that result. So that's why they do it. So yes, they are aware of what they are doing, and they are aware of the effects it is having on you guys, on people around them. Again, what happens is they do this to trigger you, because again, they know that it's going to get a certain outcome. If you're being triggered over and over, it means that you're going to be upset, you're going to be emotionally distraught, which means you're less likely to argue and more likely to conform. This is dark psychology. This is what manipulative people do. So yeah, they know what they're doing. PH Joy says, it takes a while to build back up. I held on a bit too long, not wanting to be hasty, but it finally blew up, and he's parading another girl in front of me and acting resentful towards me. Yeah, typical. Again, you know, PH Joy, I was saying this at the earlier in the live, like, who does that? Hello, who does that? Like, healthy people don't do this. You know, like, move on. And how can someone have a heart? Like, even, well, let's just say, you know, they moved on and, you know what, the relationship didn't work or whatever, yeah? Let's just say you just wouldn't do that, would you? You wouldn't just parade, or you wouldn't just show off another person in front of your ex. That's like no respect whatsoever. Thank you, Oxford. Thank you so much. Yeah, no empathy, empty shells for sure. And I'm really behind on the comments again. Sorry, guys. Sorry. No worries. Good night, Midnight Blue. Sorry, I'm just catching up with the comments. I'm like so far behind. Are they aware of everything or most of it? Nirvana, like, I would say most of it, not 100%. They're aware of their behaviors and they're aware of the way that it's making somebody else feel, for sure. Yeah, I would say, yeah. They are. I would say, like, this is just my guess, guys. This is just my guess. I would say like 80 to 85% of the time they are aware. Just says, helping those who are homeless, giving free meals, so good. It's a positive vibe, comes in and saving humanity. That's really lovely of you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Keith. John says, I would let my narcissistic ex win the argument last night, and she pulled my own gun on me and she got arrested, asked me to pick her up after the charges got dropped. The audacity. Do you know what, John? Bless you, my friend. That probably was really, really traumatic. Goodness. What can I say? That's nuts. That is absolutely... But again, it's showing that there's no accountability. It's showing that this person is very impulsive, for sure. It's about winning. It's about getting control of the situation. And actually having no respect or regard for you. And I just think that just says it all. I'm really sorry, John, that you had to go through that. I really Carl says, do they ever find happiness? That's a good question. Does a narcissist ever find happiness? Well, let's look at happiness. Let's look at what happiness actually really is. Okay. That's an internal process. To be happy, that is an internal process. So you're happy from the inside out. It is your job or your responsibility to make you happy. So a narcissist who is disconnected from who they actually are, who they really are, do you think that they could ever really be happy? Do you think they could really ever experience joy when they are not their authentic selves, when they don't really know who they are? No. The answer is no. They don't find happiness. They think that they do, but it's fake. But ultimately, it's fake. So no, they don't find happiness. Big Hill says, are the traits learnt over time? Because it seems she was fine until the third pregnancy, then everything started to change. That's a really good question as well. I would say to you is that these traits are ingrained from quite a young, early age. It's like what I keep saying, it's a dysfunctional ego. So it's where the person has huge defense mechanism or walls built up, all for protection, because they do not feel that the outside world is safe. It could be that at that time, your wife or your partner it's something that maybe wasn't shown, or maybe you didn't see, or maybe you weren't aware of, that didn't come out until the third pregnancy. It could have been where she was struggling emotionally and mentally, and wasn't able to express it any other way. But usually the traits is not something that's learned over time. It's something that is ingrained and conditioned in childhood. So I hope that helps. Bart says, I think my ex will hoover me again. I want to block her, but I can't because of the children. It's so difficult. Oh, goodness. Okay. So this really, right, if you're going to allow her to, it's up to you whether you allow her to hoover you or not. It's your choice. Because remember, you can protect yourself from this. You don't have to allow her to have access to you to hoover you. All right, does that make sense? So what you're going to do is you're going to, in a sense, block. I'm not saying block her on your phone or your social medias. I'm saying block her energetically and emotionally to stop her from trying to get a hoover out of you. So the way that you do this is you detach. You become quite withdrawn into yourself. So for example, when she's asking you a question, hey, how are you? But like, what's been going on with you? Like, how are you? Trying to get information from you. All you just got to say is, yeah, I'm good. So it's a very short answer. You don't elaborate on anything unless it has got something to do with the children. If it's about you, you don't say anything. Just one-worded answers, short. And I know that's probably going to be a little bit weird because you've probably never ever really done that, or you don't really communicate like that with her. But you got to protect yourself. You've got to protect you. Ultimately, this is about you. So you've got to protect your own peace. Okay, so the fact that she's coming to hoover, what she is thinking is that she can get a rise out of you. She can get some energy, some validation, your attention. Okay, you're not a meal ticket. Okay, you can't allow her to do that. So what you've got to do is you've got to protect yourself. All right. So ultimately, this is like looking at it kind of like a dialogue, like when you have like a business meeting or whatever. It's very like short, sharp, to the point, and that's it. Like, she doesn't really need to know how you are, what's going on. If it's the children, then yeah. So I really hope that helps, Bart. Alexis says, you mean behaving like a grey? Yeah, it's kind of like a grey rock. Yeah, yes. But it's difficult because it's not my... Oh, I didn't get that, Bart. Yeah, grey rock. Yeah, so you just don't show your emotion. You just don't, you can't show too much because... Jay Evan, can postpartum also affect narcissism? Is there any relation? Oh, that's a good question as well. Right, so what postpartum, what we're actually looking at there is a type of depression experienced after childbirth. Whilst it is a real thing, and some of the kind of the behaviors or the symptoms can be similar to narcissism, but narcissism ultimately is a personality disorder. Depression and a personality disorder, two different things, two different diagnoses, two different classifications, two different mental states. Okay, whilst postpartum can it can affect narcissism because it's a type of depression. It's a symptom that a narcissist can feel, for sure, yes. But the two of them being misdiagnosed, I would say probably not. Postpartum is a episode of depressive feelings, of sadness because of where the woman is going through, like hormonal changes, and that's ultimately what causes it. The length of time that it actually is with the person is dependent on every single person. It's different for every single person. Whereas narcissism is lifelong. It is something that is conditioned behavior from childhood. So it's a lifelong condition. It's ultimately a personality disorder, which is very different to postpartum. I hope that answers your question. Farm Life says, can they be faithful or are all narcissists cheaters? Yeah, good question as well. Most of them, yes, they are cheaters. Yes, they do cheat because that really just gives them the elevation, the validation, and it makes them feel good. Some narcissists are not cheaters, and it really just depends on what the person is, what is their motivation, to be this type of person or to be like this. Okay. Yes, some narcissists don't cheat because their motivation isn't other people. It could be financial, it could be money, it could be getting attention over a longer period of time. It just depends what the narcissist is, what is their motivation ultimately. Okay, but most do cheat because it feels good for them. It validates them. It gives them the ultimate high. Like when you're flirting with someone or when you're getting into like a thing right at the beginning, you know, it's good because they've got all the attention, they've got the validation. So yeah. Cami says, is it possible to be a self-aware narcissist? There seems to be a good amount of them on YouTube who claim to be. Yeah, I have my own thoughts on this. I really do. But what I will say is, this is just my opinion. I don't want to get shot for saying this, but no, I don't believe there's no such thing as that. And I know that a lot of them have gained popularity on this platform, and that's okay. It's obviously feeding their validation for attention. And they are very articulate, very adequate in being able to do this, for sure. But in terms of getting the advice, the information, I would be cautious. I would be really cautious because at the end of the day, what we are looking at is someone with a personality disorder. And I know this is a mental health condition and we mustn't put people down for it. But when you are trying to educate others, when you're trying to help others, what I would say is that not everyone has good intentions. And are they not just kind of saying the same thing that other professionals are saying, someone who is on the outside looking in, someone who is healthy? And I don't believe that narcissism can be cured. I really don't. This is, again, my opinion. And this answer to this question, again, is just my opinion. So there's no scientific research or backing to what I am saying. It's just my interpretation of this. So I don't believe that there is such thing as a self-aware narcissist. You either are one or you're not. So just be cautious. That's all I'm saying. Just be cautious. There is a reason, there's an agenda why this person has done that or what they're doing. Thank you very much, Rainbow. I hope you enjoy the live stream. Pitt says, if person live marriage after years without reason and explanation from one day to another and then disappear for 3 years, stonewalling you, what disorder is it? Do you know, I've heard this quite a few times, like when they're in a long-term relationship, they're in a long-term marriage, and then suddenly one day they just go. You know what disorder that is? That is narcissism. It is a real it's a real life example of what they do. It's like they just escape, they run. It's compartmentalization of people and places and experiences. Ultimately, that's what they're doing. It's compartmentalization. The reason why possibly that person could have run or they've gone is because you were not conforming. You weren't doing something that you were supposed to, if that makes sense. You were supposed to conform. You were supposed to listen. You were supposed to do what they wanted you to do, and you didn't. And so this is kind of like an extreme example. They'll just up and leave because they are able to disconnect just like that from people because they were never connected in the first place. Hope that helps. Red Eye Jedi 20 UK. What's the definition of cheating? It doesn't have to be physical. Very true. Very, very true. No, it doesn't have to be physical. This is also true. You've got emotional, you've got physical. Yeah, that's a really good point, actually. And going back to that, actually to that question, do they all cheat? Well, in which case they do. Yeah, it's true. You are right, Red Eye Jedi. Yes. It doesn't have to be physical. It can be emotional. And so they cheat. They do. Big Hill. Yeah, some cheating is emotional, i.e. talking. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. You guys are right. Emotional vampires. Yes. So they all cheat then in that case. See, guys, you know this better than I do. It's good. Really good. Blasphemous. Any advice on healing from narcissistic abuse for years, especially when you still have to keep low contact with them due to having a child together? It's so triggering. It seems to never end. Any advice from healing from abuse for years? You know, healing from narcissism or healing from emotional abuse takes time. And it does require you to work on yourself on a daily basis because ultimately, you know, your nervous system is dysregulated. This will take time. And what I would say to you is if you can get yourself a really good, you know, like or find a really good professional that understands narcissism, and that can really help you to go forward in this, because ultimately what you are suffering from is emotional trauma, and having to still be in contact with that person presents its own challenges as well. I did talk about this earlier in the live, so if you get a chance, please try and like rewatch it, because I don't want to keep saying this. I think I've said it twice before, but okay. A rewatch of this, and I've got a few videos on the channel as well that might really resonate with you, you know, for this question. But ultimately, what I would say to you is it's not your fault. It's not it doesn't matter what you would have done differently, or if there was a different outcome, this relationship was always going to end. With narcissistic, with toxic relationships, they never last. They don't have longevity. So whichever way you look at it, this was always going to end. It was never going to progress. It was never going to get to another level. Like this was always going to be the outcome. So understanding that this is about rebuilding your life, rebuilding yourself in a more stronger and a more positive sense, and it will help you, you know, to move forward. But it is a journey, and it does take time, but you will discover so many parts and elements to yourself that maybe you would never have known. And, you know, in terms of your child, in terms of seeing him, it's like what I was saying earlier, just detach and don't show so much emotion, don't give so much information. But it does end. It does end when you get your confidence, when you get your self-worth back. This person will never have an effect on you again. I hope that helps. Thank you. You can't kill us unless you take away all the women. Sorry, I'm just, again, catching up. Alan says, my wife brought 2 Pomeranians. Oh, and 2 Huskies. She claimed they were part of our family, yet she gave them away suddenly. She takes the same approach to our relationship. That's really so bad. That's really, really bad, you know, because those animals would have got attached and then suddenly they're given away. And you're right, this is about having no regard, no respect, and no empathy whatsoever. You know, it sounds to me that those pets or those dogs were bought just because it was an impulsive thing at that moment. And it was something that happened, that just like a fleeting idea. And you're right, that's the same approach that they have to relationships. Just give them away because you know what? I can get another person, and that's transactional. That it's a very transactional kind of relationship, a transactional way of being. If they don't like what you're doing or they don't like you, you're replaceable. That's how they feel, because they don't connect. They don't connect to your emotions. They don't connect empathetically to you. There's no bond whatsoever. And that is why, my friends, they can be like this. And that's why they are like this. And I'm sorry that has happened. Like, ugh, the poor dogs and poor you. Question says, when do narcissists regret leaving or abandoning someone? They don't. They don't regret it. And they don't care whether they've abandoned you or not, because in their mind, you are discarded. You're like a piece of rubbish because I don't need you anymore, because I can get another person. Again, transactional. No connection to themselves and no connection to another person. That's why. Robbie Warren says, the love we seek, we cannot get them from another human. If people just respect each other, would be a lot better. Well, yeah, 100%. 100%. It would be better if we had the empathy, the respect. And I feel like we have lost that along the way as our evolution of society. I do agree with you. Rainbow says, that helped me. I'm really happy about my algorithm. This is awesome. I hope everyone's having a decent day today. Thank you so much, Rainbow. We hope you're having a really good day too. And I'm really glad that you're enjoying the live. Hope you can stick around. Jimmy says, what if I was the narcissist the whole time and just projected it on them? Another great question. Now, first of all, what I would say to you, a narcissist would not say that statement. Just saying. They wouldn't say that statement. So, and the fact also, they wouldn't be thinking like you. That you are narcissistic and that you've projected all this behavior on them. You know something, even if they thought it, they would never voice it. They would never say that it's them. You know why? Because they don't want to take the responsibility. Because if they take the responsibility, it means that they've got to change. Now, when does a narcissist ever change, or when does a narcissist ever take responsibility? Never. So I doubt very much that you are a narcissist. Probably you have been given that label by your partner, and so that you are narcissistic, you've got traits. I'm just guessing here from your sentence, but I would say that a narcissist probably would actually not say that, and they would never admit that. So the fact that you're saying it, you're probably not. Carl says, why are they so cruel? They are so cruel because it gets them what they want. It gets their needs met. They have an understanding of how it's going to affect you. But in a way, they don't care, because as long as they're getting what they want out of this situation, as long as they're getting what their needs met, then so what? So what if it hurts you? So what if you're crying? So what if you can't sleep because you've got anxiety? I'm okay. I'm fine. Why are you letting it get to you? That's the kind of that's the kind of way that they think. So they are cruel because it gets their needs met. It's just as simple as that. Again, it's ego, it's detachment, it's all of this toxic cocktail mixed into one, because they don't care enough for themselves, which means they don't care enough for you. I hope that answers the question. Keith says, I suppose drugs and alcohol heighten narcissism. Yes, they do, but they also provide an escapism for the condition. That's ultimately what it is. It's an escapism. No, they don't have any guilt whatsoever, because I don't think they think that deeply. I don't think they think that deeply into it, like, oh, I affected this person in this way, or I made someone feel this way. I really don't think that they actually have that level of awareness to actually care how it has made you feel, or how it makes someone else feel. Do you know what I mean? Like, they just that level of awareness they use it for other things. They use it to be able to figure out how someone is feeling, what's going on for that person, and how to maneuver or how to adapt their behavior to get their needs met. Ultimately, that's what it is. Where are we? Where are we? I'm just catching up, guys. Sorry, I'm a bit silent. Mr. GMC 2012, I was called a narcissist in my marriage. I thought I was setting boundaries. I was terrible at keeping them. I ended up in therapy, lol. All her friends believed her too. Huh. Yeah, of course. So basically it's the projection. It's saying that you're the problem, because if you're the problem, you've got to do something about it. So she would have known that you would have gone to therapy. So then basically, if you do, that proves her point that there's something wrong with you and not with her. So yeah, and I know that this is something that happens quite a lot for a lot of you, for a lot of us that have been in these long-term relationships or marriages, or even relationships. I'm not saying it's just in marriages. It's, you know, it's where they project, they put the blame onto you. It's like what I was saying earlier. If you are blamed, then it means that the spotlight is off them for their bad behavior, so they can just carry on getting away with things. That's ultimately what it's about, basically. So I'm sorry that happened to you, Mr. GMC. It is, Rainbow. It does seem like emotional warfare. Yes, it does. It's emotional, like abuse, it's emotional trauma. And remember their core wounds. Yes, Nelson, that's true. Like their core wounds, they don't want to remember it, and they don't want to be vulnerable and open up emotionally, simply because it means that people are going to be able to see right through them, and that for them is very exposing. So they don't want to be exposed, which is why, again, they deflect and say you're the problem. They expose you. They say it is you. Okay. Oh, it's so bad. But this is what I'm saying. You've got to use your discernment. All right, my friends, you got to use your discernment. Okay. When someone is saying something like this about you, and especially, I know it's very difficult for a lot of us because this is in situations where we love and we trust this person. We never think that this person would ever be like that to us. So when someone that we love, someone that we trust is saying these things about us, it deeply hurts us. And it changes our view of ourselves, but also the view of the world. And this is gaslighting. This is massive. Ultimately, this is massive, my friends. This is huge emotional abuse, because what the narcissist or what this toxic person or this manipulator is doing, they are changing your perception of reality. Now, remember when and to protect yourself from this, remember how that made you feel. Remember what was going on for you. You must have felt not safe in your own body, not safe in your own mind. You probably thought, geez, like, I never thought that like people would think this of me. I never thought that I really came across like that, because as we were young, as we were growing up, you know, in our teens and our early adulthood, we had a sense of self. We kind of like, we know ourselves, guys. We know ourselves. We know who we are. And then comes along this person and changes our whole entire outlook, you know, on our life. And this is the issue. We believe it. That's the issue, is that we believe that because we trust that person, and we would never think that somebody would do something like this to betray us. We never think that these types of people exist, because we think that this person has got our best interests at heart, that they are for us, that they care about us. And little do we know that actually this person is gaslighting us into submission. So what I will say to you is, learn to connect to you. Learn about you. Learn to love yourself. Learn to fall in love with you. Learn to be your best friend. This is where you get confidence in yourself. This is where you get your self-worth. Because it doesn't matter what anybody says out there. You know your truth. You know your own truth. So it doesn't matter what people say, oh, look up, look at the sky. It's green. You're like, no, it's not. It's blue. The sun's shining. It's blue. Not that, I'm not saying that anyone would say this. I'm just using this as an example, guys. You know, you stand in your own truth and you're like, yeah, I know. Sky's blue. So that's what I'm saying. This is your power. And this is your opportunity, even though you've gone through these experiences, this is your opportunity now to use your discernment. And in order to be able to use your discernment, you have to be connected to yourself, because it means that you have to trust you. You have to trust your own intuition. Your intuition is higher wisdom. Okay, and each and every one of you has that. But you need to tap into that. You need to learn to believe it. You need to learn to listen to it. Because this is what is going to save your life going forward. All right? This is how you are going to level up your mindset. It's how you will become powerful. And the results, my friends, the results, your whole life will change for the better. For the better. You know, you're going to vibrate on a higher frequency. You're going to attract so many more positive things to you, including friends, money, happiness, joy, experiences, meeting people. All of this is yours. All of this is yours to have. But you have to say yes. You have to open up the gateway and say yes, because remember, everything is energy. Okay? And this is a proven scientific fact. I am not making this up. I'm not pulling this out of some spiritual book or website. This is true. This is scientifically proven. I have seen it with my own two eyes. I did research on this in my master's, and no, not so much in my doctorate, but in my master's, yes. This is a real thing. Do you understand how powerful your mind actually is? And again, your mind is energy, okay? Your brain, all right, my friends, your brain emits a frequency. Again, proven science. You can look this up. So if your brain is emitting a certain frequency is energy. So if you're elevating your mindset, your frequency is going to be higher. You're going to attract more positive things into your life, which is what you deserve. Okay? These people that you have had in your life, okay, they operate from a lower frequency, ego state. Okay? And that doesn't feel good. Okay, look at them. They're not really happy. They're not really living their best life. They pretend to be, but it's not authentic. It isn't genuine. Okay, so these people are operating from a lower frequency. Okay, so what they are attracting is lower frequency experiences, which means that they're constantly seeking validation, because deep down they know that what they are doing is not right. So they need to seek outward validation to say that, oh, I'm not really a bad person. I'm actually a good person. Look, all these people said that I'm a good person, that I'm so wonderful. But at the core of it, it's fake. It's negative. So if you positive and negative doesn't give you a positive result, actually it's the latter. So what you have to remember is that this journey isn't about them. It's about you. It's about you understanding what happens. Okay, what happens when you move forward? What happens when you think differently? That is the power of the mind. Neuroplasticity. Again, it's a proven scientific fact. This is what I was working on in my master's thesis. And I've proven it scientifically. I've proven elements of this, okay, in my thesis. So my friends, think about that for just a moment, and think about what you can do for yourself today, okay? It all starts from you, okay? It all starts from you. So this is really important. This is your life. You get this opportunity. And this person being, in your life, all right? This person being in your life, there's a blessing in disguise. See the lesson for why this person ever came into your life. Don't kill me for saying it's a blessing. because in some way it is. Okay. What Lev 18 says, what philosophers talk about these topics? Higher vibration. Oh goodness. No, that's a good. I do know, and they're on the tip of my tongue. I know that the 5 principles of hermeneutics. I don't even know if I've said that correctly. Hermes, Plato, Nostradamus. God, you got me there, because I can't actually, can't think now. I'll put it in the comments after. I'll have a look, and I will talk about, I will write it, not talk about, I'll write it in the comments. But read these philosophies, read the philosophies of the old civilizations. They talk about this as well. Okay, they knew already how this works, how everything is energy. Yes, David, everything is energy. Yeah, Plato, that's it. So much. Plato, you're right, Simon. Oh goodness, no one's farting. Dan says Plato. Yeah. Aristotle, yes, Aristotle, Socrates, yes, thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Yes, you're right. All of these individuals knew this, and like, how long ago have they been alive? Like many, many years ago. So look, these individuals knew that. And now this is all just coming out in spirituality and energy. All of this information has been kind of like hidden from us. So know how powerful our mind actually is. It's energy flows where attention goes. And I really like this affirmation. I really like this saying, but it's true. If you put your energy on something, you're going to achieve it. 100% you're going to achieve it. But if you don't, and you think about other things like, what are they doing on social media? Why did they do this? What are they doing with their new supply? Stuff that. Who cares about that? Like, don't worry about this. Worry about yourself. Look at yourself. Look at your life. Look at what you need to be doing, okay? Because your life is yours, all right? That is what is important, not looking at what everyone else is doing, okay? So, my friends, goodness. Also in the scriptures, yes, John, it is in the scriptures. Aristotle, Plato, Socrates, yes, but they studied in Egypt. Yes, Egypt is where I feel like is where all of this knowledge and wisdom has come from, and all of these great astrids. You're right, Aristotle, Plato, and Socrates. They just brought it to the European world, like to Europe, and for all of us to kind of know about it. But it all is from the ancient, actually Atlantean civilization. That's where it is from. So, my friends, I am going to end it there. Because I think what we have got is quite a few trolls. They've cottoned on that we are doing the live, and I know they probably have been here for quite a while, so I really do apologise for that. Next week I will have the moderator. So yes, thank you, Ian. Atlantis, yes, Atlantis. That's where all that knowledge comes from. Yeah, sorry about that, Zoe. Sorry. We will sort that all out next week. Guys, thank you so much for being here. I will be back with a new video tomorrow. I'm trying to make them daily. I just wanted to get your opinion, actually. So I'm just trying to kind of like gauge the topics and things like that. Obviously, I'll still talk about narcissism, but I want to include, like, you know, to help you guys understand what dark psychology is, to help you to understand like manipulation, gaslighting, the more of the stuff that I talk about, like leveling up your mindset, all of that stuff. I kind of talk about that more on TikTok, because I'm finding that these topics are not so popular here on YouTube. But guys, thank you so much for being here. Like, I really appreciate. Thank you so much. I really appreciate for you guys being here. You guys are all amazing. I'm so grateful to every single one of you being here. Gaslighting, yes please, Anoushka. Why can't narcissists leave you completely? Yeah, okay, so I'll talk about these subjects a little bit more. Guys, thank you again for being here. Have an amazing week. Hope this live has helped you guys to kind of think about this differently. But yeah, so as I was saying, like if you want to book a session, I do one-to-ones. I've also got some great meditations. I've got some new ones that are coming up, onto the website. But remember, meditations help to soothe your nervous system, because that's what we want, my friends. That's what we want. We want the soothing of the nervous system. We don't want to be overstimulated. Like, that's not. You're welcome, Tony. So yeah, like if you can, in the comments, also just write some of the topics, because this is another thing. I'm kind of trying to gauge. Ooh, kicked the stand. Yes, I'm trying to gauge what topics would be really good for you guys. So yeah, let me know what you want to hear more of, because I'm kind of focusing a little bit more on dark psychology and helping you through like relationships, like recognizing certain like red flags in people. So yes, some of us are actually here to learn. I was really getting good info. Some of us were here to learn. Yeah, I'm really glad that this has helped. So guys, thank you so much. In terms of the live, I probably will be live, not next week, but the week after. I'll try and do 2 lives per month instead of 4, if that's okay. That's what I think that's what we're doing. If you want to catch me live, I'm also going to be live a lot more over on TikTok. It's just a little bit easier for me, like on TikTok. But yeah, so yeah, come on over. Do follow me on the other socials. So I've got Instagram, I've got TikTok and YouTube, each of them like different content. So yes, let me know. And guys, once again, I have loved spending my time with you. I really hope that the information on this has helped you. You guys are going to get through this. You're all amazing. You know that. Every single one of you is amazing. So guys, thank you so much for being here. I wish you a wonderful week. Take care and much love to you guys. Much love. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye.